Assalamu Alaikum everyone, welcome back to another video. I hope you're having a wonderful day. As you can see, the portfolio is doing okay, is holding up okay despite what's going on in the overall market. We're just 1,500 plus, so at least we're still in the positive. There was one point here, remember, I think it was about a year ago, that we went on negative. So alhamdulillah, it is what it is. Was basically the markets are not doing great. This morning when the markets are open, they were red, and then they green, then they're red, and so on. So but then what we need to do, like I said in the last video, is to look at your portfolio and say, okay, what can I actually buy? If you've got the money, then it's a good opportunity for us to add. And what I wanted to show you today is I want to add to some of the companies that I already own. And I'm going to tell you one company that I've recently sold, and I completely forgot to do a video because I was planning to, I actually had the video plan and everything, but the last week, because it was so hectic, I didn't even get the chance to do that video. So I want to share with you the company that I sold and why I have sold. I think I mentioned it, but I don't know if I've gone into a little bit, but explained basically why I sold that company. So I've added £500 and we've been paid some dividends today. So I'm going to show you what I'm buying. So we still got 10%, so about £2,166 left. And we still have about 4 weeks to go, inshallah. So we'll see what happens. Definitely gonna, inshallah, my plan is to max this. So we'll see what happens, inshallah. So for those who are in the US, basically in the UK, we get an ISA account. Okay, the ISA is basically tax account. So basically we don't get taxed at all for our dividends, our capital gains, and so on. And every year we can add about £20,000, which is actually very, very nice if you think about it. I hope they never get rid of it, because there was basically recently they were trying to say they will cap it into cap it to only £100,000 across different accounts, blah blah blah. Inshallah, they wouldn't do it. You never trust the Tories. You never know what they're gonna do. Right, so let's look at the company that I've sold. That's what we want to start with. And that company is Salesforce. I've talked about Salesforce so many times, and has been in my portfolio in and out for quite some time. It was down so long, and recently I've decided to sell it. And the reason I want to is basically I sold the company. It wasn't because the company is absolutely terrible company. Two reasons really. One is the overall market sentiment has changed quite a bit for the technology companies, and the second thing was the CEO of the company has just some questionable basically leadership recently. So the Slack, they bought recently Slack, and the guy who was the CEO for that company joined obviously the board, and he was CEO, basically co-CEO or whatever he was. Then all of a sudden he disappeared, another basically CEO disappeared, and things just start changing, some celebrities coming into the company. It just didn't feel like basically the guy was paying too much attention to the company, but he was more worried about being a celebrity. And he's a big character, I like him, but to be honest with you, I just felt like he was becoming another Elon Musk, if you like, and he was more interested in being a celebrity than actually looking at the company. And then some investors, active investors, basically joined the company board, and those are guys who own, they buy maybe about $2 billion, $3 billion of worth of stocks, and then they get basically sit in the board, and then they kind of force their way in to then make some changes, which is really good for investors, because these guys, they just want to make money. They don't care about what the company basically CEO is doing. They will force the CEO to make some change. They'll get rid of them if they need to, and they managed to somehow convince him to actually focus on the margins and making the company better, more profitable company. Okay, so they announced a lot of share buybacks and all of that things, which is really good. And the price went up to 185, I think it was, when I sold it. I broke even, so I took my money out, because I don't want to be in a company where right now things are not great. I've got a couple of companies, like basically 3M and so on, and I don't want to have that headache of like going through the similar thing again with a company that I feel like, potentially might be down quite a lot, because the PE basically it's very, very high. So I can't justify that, first of all. And secondly, I thought because of the growth it will be okay, but now that growth was questionable. So for that reason I took my money out and I actually put it into other companies. So I hope that makes sense to you guys, because I completely forgot that I actually haven't mentioned that. So that's the sales side of it. Now if you, by the way, if you haven't joined us on the Patreon, please do so. It really helps the channel. Also, you can join us once you've joined the Discord. You can join us on the Discord, for example, okay, and you can actually meet with like-minded people who are actually sharing some good ideas. I like the community. It's very small. We're growing there, inshallah. We're getting there, inshallah. So we will see what happens. But yeah, so that's the first company that I sold. So what I want to talk about now is the companies that I'm buying today, and that's the most important part. These companies, obviously, as a stock buyer, basically individual stock buyer, you will sell companies and you will buy companies, but you have to have your reasons, okay? When the sentiment changes, when the basically sentiment changes, or when the thesis changes for a company, then it's your responsibility to do what you need to do with your money. Okay, so I'm not going to tell you what you should and shouldn't do. And again, this is not financial advice, but it's important to have your thesis and you have to have your own objectives for every single company that you own. I do have that, and that's why I wait for either if I want to sell it, there's a reason for it. If I want to buy it, there's a reason for it. Right, let's now stop talking and talk about let's stop talking about the companies that I've sold and talk about the ones that I want to buy. And that first company is J&J. J&J is one of the companies that I've had in my portfolio for a very, very long time. Recently, it has come down quite a bit. My average was about $260 per share. Right now, it's $254, but I'm up because of the FX, so I'm not worried about it. I want to hold this company for a very long time, inshallah. If nothing changed in terms of business side of it, we'll see. So I'm going to buy, in fact, I'm just going to round it up to 2 shares. Sometimes I do hate the fractional shares, so I'm going to round it up to 2 basically shares, and that is £254. Okay, so I'm going to send to the market, and that's that for the first one. Okay, as you can see, I've actually reduced my average, so now as my average is $159 sorry, instead of 160, which is quite nice. But I think maybe the FX has obviously changed for that. The next company is this company here, which I've talked about recently. If you haven't seen my watch list, go and watch it, because you will see why I'm buying this company and companies, and basically what my price targets are for these companies. Right, so let me buy whatever's left of the 500 something, whatever I had is right now 275 and 12 pence. Okay, so that buys me about 1 share of this company, which is really good. Again, I'm down with this one about 6%, so hopefully it will bring down my average from 380 to whatever it is, or 380 348 it was. Right now it's $346 per share, so it actually brought that down a little bit, which is quite nice. So there you have it. That is, now I bought what I needed to buy basically today. So next couple of days I'm going to keep an eye on the markets. Again, look at these companies. This is what I always say to you, like this one is actually down about 0.5%, whereas J&J I think is up about 2% today, 1.6% today. So I don't mind whether they're up or down, as long as basically I'm averaging into these companies for the long run. So there you have it. That's basically 2 companies that I've added to today, and 1 company that I've sold. So just going forward, I'm going to continue doing this. Unilever is actually down. Oh, actually I didn't even know it was down a bit today. But yeah, I will be buying more. Like I've always said to you guys, I want to get to 100 shares of this company, Unilever. Right now I own 86 basically shares of this business, and going forward, inshallah, the other company that I would like to add more of is Union Pacific. Just go on to watch that watch list, and you will see some mainly US based, UK based. I've been buying them. Okay, I have been buying RB. I've been buying Unilever, obviously. Rio Tinto is coming back down, so I hope maybe if it comes down maybe about another 5% or so, I will be buying again. This company is very, very volatile. You look at this. Okay, it's a very cyclical business. So when China is doing well, this company does well, and so on. When they're not doing well, they don't do well. But anyway, I'm going to stop the video here. If you have not joined us in the Patreon account already, please do so. Join the Discord, have a discussion with the the community of like-minded people. Like I've always said to you, I want to be transparent. I want to tell you exactly what I'm doing, when I'm doing it, everything that I'm doing. Inshallah, I've got nothing to hide. This is literally real money. This is what you see right now. That's my money. At the beginning of the week, last week, you can see we were in like £68,000, and we lost quite a bit of that money because obviously the overall market has come down quite a bit. So inshallah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Have a wonderful day. Assalamu alaikum.